Jocko, I struggle with receiving banter from other guys. Banter. Okay. I'm naturally a sensitive guy, which lends myself to take normal smack talk from other guys personally. I'm trying to get after it. I wake up early, I work out, I eat healthy, work pretty hard, but still seem to have some deep-seated insecurities, which flare up when guys give me stick. I have some bloody good mates, and I want to get to the point where I can take smack talk for what it is and even give a bit of stick back to the guys. What can I do to help this?
Here's one thing that you can try to get into your brain. And this is one of those things that's hard to get into your brain. And it's even harder to actually get it in your brain and functionally use this thought. Here's the thought. The more, okay, if you're paranoid about something, if you're insecure about something, the more you let things bother you, the more insecure you will appear. Let me say it again. The more you let things bother you, the more insecure you're going to appear. And the worse, whatever that thing that you're worried about, whatever that thing that makes you feel insecure, the worse it's going to appear to everyone else. So if you got a big nose and you're embarrassed because you got a big nose, and every time someone says something about your big nose, you get mad and you get offended, that big nose grows even bigger.
Gross.
So think about that. If there's something that bothers you and you let it be known and you let it bother you, the worse it's going to get. And also think about this. Another thing that will help. These are things I'm trying to help sort of smooth the edges of insecurity. Here's another one. People, even though you think they are, and it's kind of egotistical to think this, but we all do it. People aren't sitting around and thinking about you and your weaknesses.
Yeah. No,
they're not sitting around and thinking about you and your weaknesses. They're not. Like, that's your ego telling you that. So don't sit there and think everyone's looking at your big nose all the time. They don't care. They got their other problems. They got their own life going on. They don't care about your big nose.
No, they don't.
You know what makes them care about it? When they know if they say something to you, it bothers you.
Oh, yeah. That's the first thing they're going to think when they see you again. You're like, oh, here comes the good time. Some fun right now.
And here's another thing. If you want to kind of mitigate that, man, do what Mark does in Way of the Warrior Kid. When Uncle Jake says, hey, if you're getting made fun of, because in Way of the Warrior Kid, call him plate face. Yeah. Saying, Mark, oh, you got a round. This guy, Nathan James, is telling Mark, oh, you got a round face. You look like a plate. He calls him plate face. That's his insult. Insults him all the time, and it bothers him because he's looking in the mirror going, wait, do I look like a plate?
Yeah.
Lets it bother him. And Uncle Jake says, hey, go make fun of yourself. And he finally gets a chance. He does they're in a class, and they have to do a self-portrait, and he draws himself as a plate face. And when the kid that's been making fun of it sees it, he laughs, and then guess what? Doesn't make fun of him anymore about it because he realizes it doesn't bother him. And
they kind of bond a little bit. Which is actually what he's going for in this question.
That is, yeah. So you got to, and that's why I said it's hard to do this because when you're insecure about your big nose or you're insecure about your big ears or whatever, and you let people know that, or you just think it's in your brain. You think if you say something, it's going to get even worse. It won't get worse.
Yeah.
It might get worse for an uptick for a second, right? It might. You make fun of yourself, people are like, oh yeah, that's right, I didn't notice that. You do it. But then it'll kind of, no one really cares. And that's why in the teams you never let anyone know that something bothers you. Yeah. Or if they know it bothers you, you're going to hear about it forever. Yeah. That's just going to be how. That's just the way it's going to be. And what that means, the polar opposite of that, or the flip side of that is, it's not fun to harass someone about something that doesn't bother them. It's not even fun. Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's not fun. No. Why would you harass someone when they don't get it? When you don't even get a rise out of them? Yeah. It's not fun. You just leave that thing. You look for something else. Yeah. So poke a little fun at yourself. These guys are going to back off because they're bored if you show no reaction. And like you said, that kind of self-deprecating humor will form a little bond.
Yeah.
And you can give a little stick back to the guys. If you start giving stick to guys, be ready to take it back, though.
Yeah.
They're going to escalate.
Yeah, and that's just how, I mean, I grew up with two brothers, one twin brother, and that's that's literally the foundation of our relationship. It's just you tease the other guy about something, everything. Like he can come in with a new shirt on.
That's a SEAL platoon.
Yeah, like everything. Oh, we'll be like, oh, new shirt. Oh, you know, like it's not even something to tease someone about.
Do they sell men's shirts where you bought that?
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's literally it's so bad to the point where when I got with my current wife, when we started dating or whatever, like it's just habit, you know, like even you, like same thing, you know, like you'll give me crap, I'll give you crap, whatever. But it's so common that I do it to her.
Oh yeah.
And you know, at first she's like, oh, what, why are you teasing me so much? Like because I knew her even before we were together. I knew her for years actually. And he's like, kind of annoying, you know, he like teases or whatever. And I had to like reel it back.
Put yourself in check.
Yeah, because that is so much of how guys do it, you know?
100%.
But
and I've told this story before when I was going to college and I wasn't around team guys all day and I started doing the team guy thing with my wife. And after like 3 months, she's like, hey, I'm not in the teams. So you can be quiet now. And I was like, wow, she's right. And I didn't even realize it because that's just, you know, all day long you show up in the platoon space and it's verbal sparring. Yeah. As soon as you walk through the door, somebody's gonna say something. They're gonna bring it.
And what's interesting is how he's like, I want to get to the point where, you know, he can smack talk with. The thing is, I would agree with this, probably even 110%, which is hard to agree 110%. But I feel this way probably stronger than him. Like, you ever been around someone who like you just can't really joke around with? Like, I'm not the kind of guy who I'll tease someone and try to like make them, you know, especially if I don't know them good or whatever. But if you're around someone who like can't really take it, you can't joke around with them. It's like, man, I don't want that guy to be there, man. So I wish he just wasn't. You know, I'm not mad at him, but I don't want to hang around with that guy. You don't want to be that guy. No. So even if like, especially at first, like let's say, okay, I'm this guy right here.
The worst is someone that can dish it out but can't take it.
Yeah, but
what do you mean? Yeah, that is the worst.
The only reason I wouldn't say he's the worst is because if he's dishing it out and he can't take it, it's kind of you get a payoff of teasing the guy. I'm saying, if let's say he doesn't dish it out, let's say he's just a guy you just can't joke around with. It's like, man, you're making me uncomfortable, kind of thing, you know. But if this guy, that's
a good point.
If it's
although it is annoying when people can't take it, and you make a joke and they get all fired up and they're like actually mad,
right? Yeah.
That's not
that
fun.
Is annoying. Yeah.
That's how you end up with people that aren't really your friends.
Those really your friends. Yes, exactly right.
So,
but yes. So you get there, man. I say get there. And at first, you kind of made it really clear to me how, you know, when you make a change or something, it's not going to boom, you're off to the races with the change, going full speed. You know, what do you say? Low drag.
High speed, low drag.
It's not going to be like that right at first, especially with this kind of stuff. If you already know you're insecure. Yeah. Which is a big step ahead, by the way. Some people, they're like, I'm not insecure. And meanwhile, they're
he's admitting it. They know it, but they just don't admit it.
Yeah. So this guy, he knows. But you're going to feel it, man. When they call you big, you know, whatever they're calling you, whatever, you're going to sort of feel it on the inside still. But just don't behave, you know, in a way. Just be like, oh, I don't know what to do. There's plenty of things to do. But yeah, man, you do want to get there. 100%.
Yeah. Check.